Have you heard of Airbnb? Not sure what it is? Want to learn how it works? If so, you've come to the right place. I am Roberta.
I am Caio Augusto.
And we'll tell you about what Airbnb is and how it works. So let's get started. Airbnb is a service that allows property owners to rent out their spaces to travelers. People love Airbnb because it's cheaper and it provides a lot of different kinds of housing offers that fit the needs of all kinds of travelers. You are not limited to hotel rooms anymore. Now, whether you're alone or a family of six, you can find a unique place that fits you perfectly with the exact criteria that you like. Airbnb started off with customer innovation by creating a new market of people who would rent rooms in other people's homes. So, how does Airbnb work? I'll tell you some things you need to know about Airbnb. First, let's talk about being an Airbnb guest. It's free to create an account on Airbnb. Airbnb has listings from over 190 countries and 34,000 cities. So, there's bound to be a place you like in the city you're looking to visit. You can find places to rent based on where you want to go, when you want to check in, when you want to check out, and how many guests will be staying. You can also narrow your search by adding more information such as neighborhood location, price, type of property, and more.
Now, let's cover some information about being an Airbnb host. It's free to post a property for rent on Airbnb. Accurately describing a property and listing all of its amenities can help to match your space with the right guest. Professional photography services can help guests know exactly what they are renting. Prices and availability can be set in according to a host's schedule or what they work out with a guest. The host has the final say on whether or not to book someone. A host can set up their property listing to auto-book anyone who is interested in their property and meets certain specified criteria. Airbnb covers the cost against damage to their property by guests. Now, let's talk about the Airbnb community. Both hosts and guests can set up profiles on Airbnb. The main problem of this market was mostly due to trust issues, because most people were worried about the idea of letting someone else live inside their home, either with them or alone. Using a robust system of identity verification and reviews for both hosts and guests, Airbnb managed to create a community of people that strive to behave nice to each other. Nobody wants a nasty negative review about themselves, whether it's for owners or travelers. So, the review system is at the center of trust solution, and this trust was carefully designed by Airbnb team. Hosts can tell others their preference and policies for hospitality, and guests can tell others the kind of things they like to do during their stay. This helps users match themselves with someone they are likely to get along with. Both hosts and guests can send each other messages. This lets hosts and guests work out things like check-in details, house rules, and any special requests. Guests can also privately ask other guests whether or not a property is worth renting. Similarly, hosts can privately ask other hosts whether or not they can trust certain guests to behave properly. Both hosts and guests can review and rate each other. Guests can say what they liked or disliked about the property, the neighborhood, or the host's style of hospitality. Likewise, hosts can critique their guests' behavior, how well they follow the house rules, and so on.
Reviews can only be written after a stay is booked and completed, so it's difficult to write dishonest or fake reviews. Both hosts and guests can receive recommendations from others. If you know someone who is a great host or a guest who is always on their best behavior, write them a recommendation to let others know that they can be trusted. Now, where do they go from here? Airbnb made it pretty obvious. They want to reproduce the same model where they are the intermediary in the market related to hospitality. So they created experiences. Think of anyone who is an Airbnb host who can also become a tour guide. The host creates an experience, whether it's a city tour, a hike, tasting local kitchen, yoga classes, it can be anything. You don't need professional tour guides anymore. Belong anywhere.